Hola a todos y bienvenido a la GRS temporada 12, ronda 4, aquí en los Estados Unidos, en la Circuit de las Americas. Very good Spanish. Yeah, I'll try and keep it up, but I can't keep it up. El circuit tiene 20 esquinas. 20 esquinas. Y dos DRS rectas. Y es muy difícil. Aquí dos carreras y dos calificaciones. Una carrera sprint y un carrera main, and that's enough. Anyway, that's enough Spanish. Bloody hell. This is why. Who knew my GCSE Spanish would come down to this? That was incredible. I don't remember the rest. But maybe on a quali lap we'll do a bit of Spanish. Is this raining? No, it's just cloudy. It's just cloudy. Lennon gone? No, Lennon's still here, but he's not here today. He's having a day off. So we have instead Sam Austin in the Williams and Charlie Gordon in the Williams, both reserving up, I think. Or is Charlie Gordon always here? I can't remember, to be honest. Anyway, let's look at the standings. Lost standings. Not lost standings. Lennon leads by 39 points from the two Hasses of Daniel Batulik and Harry Spanswick. Then we have the two Astons, Varno and Lloyd, and Emily on 25. Barton Outing in 7th. And a bunch of other drivers, all the way down to Jack Cocaine with a solitary point in 19th. Charlie Gordon is here the whole time, but has 0 points to his name. Williams are top of the constructors by 11 points, who are a further 9 back from Aston, and then quite a bit to Red Bull and Ferrari. Merc, Sauber, Alpine, RB, and look who's at the bottom, McLaren. What a surprise there. Yeah, so I was going to do some Spanish, but now I'm here, I don't really know what to do. So we might do a bit of Spanish later, but we might not, because I don't want to be putting on an accent. At least I can actually speak the language, unlike Mr. Jack Cocaine, who was just doing terrible accents. So yeah, maybe he should, I don't know, speak some language next time. Anyway, we've got I should say it's a sprint race. I did say it in Spanish, I think, but you might not understand. It's a sprint race, which means we're here for 2 whole hours, which is very long. So you're going to have to hear me yap quite a long time. And I've got plenty of water next to me. So yeah, no, you're very good at your accents. I'm not doing accents, but I can say a few words. That's good. Anyway, yeah, so sprint quali session, 10 minutes left of this session already. It looks like Alfie is going to be first. Just set a time. So let's see what he can do. It's not tryharding. I only looked up like 10 words. The rest I actually remembered. Yeah. let's kill it with this. All that we have at Izquierda is left. If you didn't know, I knew that. Anyway, Alfie into turn 1. Nice and steady. I wonder if it's going to rain in this sprint session here. It does look very dark. Maybe not. Anyway, through the S's section, inspired by, I think, Silverstone. Obviously, there's a bit later on inspired by Istanbul, turn 8. We'll get to that. This looked pretty clean so far. What is the first sector? The first sector's already happened. I always forget that. I think the first sector is a bit later than it is. That's a bit of a lock-up, but a lot of flicked steering into turn 11 to take us onto the back straight. He's using the Pneumatico medium tyre. There you go. Oh, well, that's a lot of flick steering as we see this lap unfold. A bit of locking up into the next right-hander. Plenty of battery still to use, using a wide entry into turn 15. Really important exit here, actually, to set yourself up for this quadruple right-hander based on Istanbul turn 8. There's 1 apex, there's 2 that he's really hugging, and I didn't count 4, but there should be 4. Into turn 19, and finally turn 20, the final corner, which I think is called Andretti corner. I remember them talking about that in the real life Grand Prix this year, and he sets a 32 for opening lap, and I pressed the wrong button. Next up is one of the Hasses. No, they're on an out lap. Let's watch someone. Bart's on the back straight. He has invalidated. Callum Lyons is here for his first race of the season. He's reserving up today for no particular team. He's in the McLaren, but I don't know if he scores points for them. Let's see what he can do. He's purple to the middle sector so far, entering the tricky final sector where the rear tyres are really going to be complaining. Maybe not so much in this sprint session on the mediums, but certainly in the main quali later on the softs. It could be a challenge for the drivers. Into 19 in 4th gear. I think you can probably take it in 5th. Down into turn 20 for 3rd gear. Hits the apex quite nicely. Up to the line. Quick burst of pace for a 32.6 for the second time on the board. Hayden Williams is next across the line. And he beats Callum with a 32.5. So pretty competitively close at the top so far. Let's switch to one of the RBs. Charlie Roberts is in the 3rd sector. As Stewart goes forward for the 34.7. There's a McLaren sitting off the track there on the left-hand side. Don't know why, but that's a very extreme way of getting out of the way, as a couple drivers slot into P4 and 5. Where's Charlie Roberts going to be? It's the 33.4. That's P5 for him so far. Daniel Bakalik will be into the pits, actually. So we'll watch Sam Austin, who's also into the pits. Maybe quite a few invalidations early on in this session. Through the flat out quadruple right-hander. Let's have a look at some off-board shots. Of course, got plenty of time to get the best off-board shots today. Yeah, so obviously in the GRS season we have 2 sprint races. This is the first of them, and Zan goes P2 there with a 32.5. Habibi is in a McLaren, and he is invalidated very early on in his lap. Bart's coming into the box as well. I think that might be it for drivers, really. Here's Connor starting a lap. But yeah, 2 sprint races in the season. This is the first one. The second one is towards the back end of the season. I'm not sure which one it is, actually. I'll have to check. But yeah, a chance for some extra points. Top 10, I believe, in the sprint get points. So we will have a look at that. I think it might be just 10 down to 1 in terms of the points. I should know these things, but, you know, can't remember everything. So, what sort of straight line speed are we getting here? 200 miles an hour, 201 miles an hour as we head into the braking zone at turn 12. The car disappears out of the shot. We switch to the onboard. Hits that apex well. What sort of line is he going to take through here? You can vary it a bit, but ideally you want to be quite wide for this section. And then floor it. And he's taking a tight line through here. Not sure if that's the best. But he's flat out either way. This might even be a box lap. No, it isn't. He's going to the line. What's it going to be for the Mercedes driver? Nice exit out of turn 20, 6% battery to the line, P6 with 32.9. So we're pretty close on tyres. Actually, oh, speaking of tyres, people are starting to put on the softs, I think, for their second run in this session. So we might see some big improvements later on. Meanwhile, Stewart, he is pushing and he's 7 tenths up at the moment. Let's see if he can improve even more to get himself into that top 8 at the moment. But currently Alfie is half a tenth clear of Zan, followed by Hayden in P3, Callum Lyons just in behind, and a couple tenths back to Emily, a couple more tenths to Connor, and a bit bigger of a gap to the next couple of cars. Stuart slots into P9, but with a decent improvement so far. So not many drivers on track, because we've only got 3 minutes left of this sprint quali session. Goes by very quickly, of course, because it's only 12 minutes. So the drivers will be coming out for their final runs any moment, but it looks like Bakalik is going to be the first one to do a final run. Maybe we'll have a go at 2. Left wing back has joined the session. Hopefully his game doesn't crash again. To make it 19 out of 20 today, which is a very good turnout for round 4, and that is still invalid. So that's interesting. It's very interesting. So in that case, we will watch whoever's next to start a lap, which I think will be the Aston Martin of Arno, who hasn't set a time yet. He's forgetting about his medium tyre run, and he's just decided to go for the softs, which is not a bad idea. I don't see left wing back. Do I even have left wing back? No. Bad news for the Championship Challenger. Trying to put pressure on Lennon, who's not here today. But it looks like Lloyd might struggle to get in as well. At least for the sprint race. Arno taking it very easy on his outlap. Why shouldn't he? He needs to keep those tyres nice and cool. We're going to go on board for a full lap with former championship winner of F3. Hayden's overtaking him into the final corner, but Arno starts his lap now. Overtake engaged, and he's going to go up the hill. Abajo de la something. No, it's a Reba, isn't it? Up is a Reba. Nicely hooks up the apex of turn 1, gets a decent exit too. Maybe a little bit of wheel spin. Bit of overtake as well. Now into the fast section. Do not cut the corners here. Really easy to do so. Turn in a bit too early. This looks steady enough as he throws it in towards the end of the first sector. It's 24.9 for the first sector. And now he's out of the S's. And now waiting for the braking onto the all-important back straight. A couple cars ahead of him. That's a Mercedes. I wonder if that car will get out of the way, as he really cuts the corner aggressively there, but gets away with it. No warning. Is he going to try and pick up a tow from the Mercedes? Doesn't look like it. Running out of battery already though, 20%. Now for the heavy braking of turn 11. And nicely uses all of the track. Purple middle sector. This could be very, very good for Arno so far. As with 20 seconds to go, this will be his one and only lap of the session. Bit of a lock up there, a little bit unsteady on the rear, but sorts it all out nicely. And now he's got 2 more corners to go to see, can he put it on provisional pole? We do expect the timing screens to be lighting up here because everybody is on the soft tyres. Some drivers have not made it to the line. Left wing back as Harry Spanswick goes fastest with a 32.4, quickly beaten by Arno on a 32.3, quickly beaten by Hayden on a 32.1. Daniel Bakalik is next across the line. He doesn't have a time, and he won't have a time because he's invalidated early on in this session. Next up is Emily in the Red Bull, using none ERS though, which is a bit strange. Not even medium through this final couple of corners. Is it going to be enough to jump him up the order? It is, up into the front row. What a lap from him. Sam Austin is next, and he goes P7 across the line. There's a Sauber not improving here. He's actually letting a McLaren through. That McLaren is Callum Lyons. He's in turn 19. He's 3/10 up. This could be challenging the top 3. Currently Hayden Williams on sprint pole. Callum Lyons to the line. He takes it by 7 milliseconds. Very close indeed, but there's still a couple of drivers still to complete laps. One of them is Charlie Roberts. He goes P10. Bart Outing stays in 14th. He's had a poor lap there. We still have Habibi, who's not going to improve. Charlie Gordon, who might improve and does, up into P11. Where's Zan? He goes across the line and takes it right at the death. A 31.8, 2/10 clear of anybody else. The last man across the line is the pole man, it seems. Unless John Ahern can do anything about it. He's only 3.5 tenths up though. So I'm not sure it's going to be enough. He's run out of battery as well. What's this going to be for John? It's up to P9. And that is that. Everybody has crossed the line. And on pole is Zan in the Ferrari for the sprint race. On debut, Callum Lyons second. Alfie Edevine pops up into third. Followed by Hayden, who was in provisional pole for a little while. But then wasn't. Emily, oh no, Harry Spanswick. Again, he went up to provisional pole briefly, but lots of improvements at the end. Means Sam Austin, John Ahern and Connor complete your top 10 for the sprint race. So there we go, we've already been through the top 10. Let's go through the bottom 10. Charlie Roberts, Charlie Gordon, side by side. Stuart Bradbury, Bart Nauting, Habibi. And yeah, 5 drivers didn't set a time. Habibi, Callum Pearce, Daniel Backlick, left wing back, of course, wasn't in the session. I don't know if he's here now. Hopefully you are. And Jaden Jackson didn't set a time either. Many invalidations for these guys. But very easy to do around here. So we'll see what the sprint has in store for us. Maybe some safety cars. Are safety cars even like working in the sprint races anymore? I don't know. They weren't at one point, but it's possible that they have been fixed. I do not know. There was an update today. No doubt that didn't make any difference. Yeah. Lots of fans in the pit lane today. Look at that. All in red and blue. Colours of America. America. It's very nice to see. For once. What was it last week? There was no fans in the paddock. So, anyway. Not much action in the pit lane though. I don't see anybody moving around on the ground. Or even in the garages. Don't see any people at all. Just a load of front wings. Also, apparently it's constantly 12, 34 and 56 seconds, according to the timing tower. That's good. Oh, here we go. We're ready. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Luces rojas, apagando las luces y vamos, vamos, vamos. We are underway. And Callum Lyons is getting off the line not too well. It's actually been a great start for Zan Kamrick in P1 in the pole man, but it's 3 wide in behind for P3. That's Arno up the inside of 2 drivers who have gone wide. Many drivers off the track. Many drivers 3 or 4 wide here, but it all settles down, or does it? They're going to be side by side into the S's, and somebody's around that, so Williams off into the wall and out of the race with a big contact. There's a Mercedes involved as well. That is Charlie Gordon out, and Conor McCabe involved as well. These two are side by side though for P5. Aiden Williams up into 5th, although I think he might have lost places actually, but yeah, that's a big crash there. Looks like they might have been 3 wide. And that is never going to end well into the fast S's section. That's an aggressive turn in from the Sauber. I thought he was going to crash into him there. As we see Charlie Roberts gaining a place in the background. But we're going to be on board with Sam Austin here because he is going to go for it. Up the inside of Hayden. I think everybody's on the medium tyres. Let's have a quick look. No, somebody's decided the hard tyres for the sprint race. It's an interesting choice as these two are still fighting side by side. But I think Hayden will hold on with the inside line there. Left wing back is forcing off another driver though, and he's been undercut by Bart Nauting. He's got some damage, and I don't know if there's room there, but they're really wheel banging side by side through the corner. There's some more action down at the back with Jaden Jackson and Daniel Backlick in the Haas and the Sauber. But yeah, left wing back with some damage, so that's not good for him. Let's go up to the top 4 as Alfie Edavine is having a big moment of oversteer in the final corner. Well, that is lap 1 completed of 10 here. And we're all in the DRS train so far. As Backlick looks like he's going to be going up the inside here of Callum Pearce. They leave each other space. And it's nice and respectful racing so far. They're still side by side on the exit. Backlick now has to go the long way round. And does so. Up into P15. And yeah. Only 1 DNF so far. I'm surprised it didn't cause a safety car. Obviously, they are still broken. We've answered that question very quickly. But yeah, let's have a look at the... Oh, what's happened here? There's many cars out of shape. And they're all queuing up behind John Ahern to try and take the position. And as we see further up the road, these two are side by side too. So we'll try and keep a track of both of these battles. I'm not going to have... Oh, it's a move for the lead. As I say that, Callum Lyons around the outside of Zan, and he takes it. Nice and easy into turn 11. These two are side by side too. Lots of battling into this corner. Emily's going to hold on to that one, I think. Or is he? Harry Spanswick might send one up the inside. Antonelli, I think, did this in the race, and it didn't end so well. And they're still side by side. Now, around the outside for Spanswick, and it's not going to work out for him. He's going to be under pressure from Stewart instead, maybe. Maybe not. Maybe not. So Callum Lyons is your new race leader. He sets the fastest lap in doing so. But Zan will be getting into his slipstream and DRS. And hoping to repass into the lead. Arno is up 3 places from the start. And he'll be, look at that difference in speed at the apex there. Gaining a lot on the Ferrari ahead of him. He's going to be thinking about a move. So will Hayden in P5, only a 10th behind his rival. As we see a 3-second time penalty for Hayden. That's really early on in this race, and that is not good. You don't want any penalties in a sprint race, as Alfie Edeveen also gets one, so that balances it out between the two of them. So time penalties already on lap 3 here. That is a concern. And into the wall, actually. Look at that debris falling off the barriers there. The sponsors are not going to like that. Qatar Airways. Left wing back has gone straight into the wall, and somehow he's still in the race. That looked like some sort of impact there. Back to the leaders now. And I'm going to put the lap data on. I don't know why, I like it. Will Zan be able to get back past and take the lead of this race? He's going to have to wait to turn number 1 to have another go at it. I've got to say, the off-board shots at this track are very good. Some of the static cameras are very, very good. So we'll be using them. As we have a yellow flag. Daniel Backlick is out. What's happened? What's happened? I don't know. But he's out. I mean, he must have damage because he's not moving. No safety cars in sprint races, of course. But is there going to be a move for the lead in a sprint race? There is. Zan's back up the inside of Callum, who leaves in space and tries to hold it around the outside. It looks like he's going to do it, as left wing back is also going to retire, making it the 3rd retirement of the day. Callum Lyons holds on to that position. And look at Arno's battery, 75%. He is going to be loving life down the back straight, but he's run very wide in the dirty air there. And they're going to be under pressure from Alfie Edeveen here. Another 3-second time penalty, this time for the Red Bull, down in 12th. But this is some fight for the lead of the race here between at least 3 drivers. As Charlie Roberts gets a 3-second time penalty and joins the club. Yes, damages on standards, Daniel. It always has been, apparently, even though I don't like it. And look, that's a defensive move from Callum Lyons in the McLaren, but it's not going to be enough to stop Zan swooping around the outside. These two could be trading places right to the end here. And I'm surprised that Arno didn't maybe go for it on that occasion. But he has plenty of time and plenty of battery to hold on to this. Here we see... Well, I'm going to go into these guys, actually, because they are scrapping as well. Alfie trying to go around the outside of the quadruple right-hander. Hayden's going to hold on or gain up into P4. What is this? He's put it into hot lap. And he's trying to get round him. He can't do it. Another 3-second penalty, though, for Hayden. Let's get the penalties on the screen, actually. That is what we need to see. As there's more side-by-side action behind. This time Sam Austin defending. And Emily defending from Harry Spanswick. Look at that, up the inside of the Williams. Is he going to be given enough space? Can Harry switch back on both of them? I don't think so. Not quite, but Sam holds on to P6 there. Let's go on board with the rear wing of Hayden. Through the S's section. Looking at the cars snaking round here. It looks like Alfie's the one losing time and pace. Does he have damage, maybe? He's lost about 6/10 in that first sector to Hayden. Now Sam Austin's going to be all over the back of him, ready to make move. Look at this train of 5 cars here, all very close to each other. It could get spicy into turn 11. I'm also watching the gap out front to see if there's going to be another move for the lead. Doesn't look like it on this occasion, but we see Williams going for it up the inside of Alfie. We get a terrible camera angle this time, but Alfie holds on deep on the brakes. These two are side by side, though. That's Harry and Stewart, who's made a place up into 8. Locking up in the process of the next corner, though. Harry, is he going to dart to the inside? No, the inside is covered off, so taking a nice wide line to get a good exit. But is it going to be enough? No, it is not enough. Unlucky. Alfie for the win, apparently, according to Reese. Look at this DRS train. Surely some more fireworks are bound to happen soon as Stewart's using his battery. Maybe he thinks about a move. No, they all sort of cancel each other out on this occasion. But yeah, so it's quite clear this race. We've got 4 laps to go. We've got Habibi making a place on the 2 Mercs who are at the back after getting damage in various ways. We have the top 3 all within a second, and then we have a gap back to Hayden, who's holding a train of cars behind him. And we will see if that train is going to get interesting. It does look like Alfie doesn't quite have the pace, but he so far is just about staying in DRS. If he loses DRS, I think Sam will be through. Let's see. Let's see, any moves on this straight? Doesn't look like it, as there's a Ferrari darting out of the slipstream. No moves further back as well, as they're all thinking about the last few laps here. Damage for Jaden Jackson there on the right end plate. Who's a 10th behind? Red Bull is a 10th behind Sam. He doesn't have much battery though. Who's got battery in this little train? Sam's got 60%. And so has Harry. So you see them all blast past the start-finish straight. Well, we don't see any moves yet, unfortunately. The race seems to have petered out in terms of entertainment so far. We had a really action-packed first 4 or 5 laps, and the second 5 haven't quite given us that just yet, as Habibi is the latest to get a 3-second time penalty. Oh, Helicam. Do love Helicam, and it's gone. Never mind. Sam's pretty close now, and does Alfie actually have DRS? He's lost a second. He does still have it at the detection point, but I don't think it's going to be enough. And here comes Sam Austin to the inside, maybe no, to the outside. Strange decision there, because Alfie can hold it late on the brakes into turn 11, and he does so, and he sort of... Well, he didn't force him off. I thought he would. He didn't need to. It's a great defensive move from Alfie to hold on to that P5 at the moment, despite the time penalty. Sam's going to have to try into turn 15. This is risky stuff. Alfie round the outside has the better line and will have the better momentum. And actually, Sam's under pressure from Emily here. Up the inside, that's the wrong driver. Here we are, side by side through turn 18. And it's a great move by the Red Bull up into P6. So that was unnecessary from Sam, as out in front, Callum Lyons and Arno have time penalties. So, yeah, I don't know if time penalties still glitch at this track, but there's a lot of penalties for only a 10-lap race here. Which is a little bit surprising. But I haven't driven this track, so maybe I'll get 20 seconds of penalties. Who knows? Who knows? It seems to me the battle right now is for P2, and then from P6 downwards, which will turn into P4 for these guys because of the penalties ahead of them. Another time penalty to add to the collection this time. Okay, and another one. And another one. We need time penalty bingo out here. There's so many of them. Who's next? Who do we think's next to get a time penalty? I'm going to go for Stewart. I think he's going to get a time penalty. Ooh, John O'Hearn's run wide, and the hard tyres of Charlie Roberts are going to sail through into P11. No points for that though, as Habibi is battling right at the back. He's made a mistake and has now sort of been forced off, and they're glued. Are they glued? They are glued together, but they're still going for it, and there's more contact between them, and this time another switch ban, there's more contact. Every corner there's contact between these two. They don't care, it's only a sprint race, and they're fighting for P15. They will biff each other off if they have to. But yeah, not the greatest race for these guys, but plenty of points still on offer later on in the main race. As we see Jaden losing a place as well. Stuart with a big slide as we switch to him, might put him under pressure. Maybe not. So what have we learned from this sprint race? We've learned that out in front, Zan has some great pace, setting pole position and winning. John Ahern, you want to see John Ahern? Here he is, chasing down Charlie Roberts. Oh, you just saw him. Oh yeah, of course. Whoops. Is Arno going to make a move for the podium? Well, second place even. It looks like he is. A lap, maybe too early. It's only the penultimate lap of the race, but he's going to go around the outside if he can. Callum Lyons holds on to it. Arno almost stays on the track. Maybe he did. Hard to tell from that angle. And he is through. And he's now going to park it, as we see many other moves down into turn 11 on this lap. Callum is still going for it with Arno. He's actually been let back past, or got back past. I should have stayed on him. I thought the move was done. It's terrible TV direction today, as Alfie and Emily are side by side. Not for much longer. Look at these guys scrapping. It's going to get spicy on the next lap. We are one lap to go. Now, Zan is going to start the final lap, and he has dominated this sprint race. But who will finish second? Arno with 40% battery versus 14 for Callum Lyons. That is not enough battery to do anything with, but he's going to wait for the back straight. Is anyone going to make a move into turn 1 further back? It's an uphill late braking zone if you fancy it, but they don't fancy it. And I've pressed the wrong button again. There we go. Ooh, 10-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. That might be it for Habibi. He's had enough. Didn't fancy doing that one extra lap. Well, let's see what positions are going to change on this final lap. I think Arno could be in a good place to get past Callum. He's got 20% more battery and he can dump all of it. He needs a good exit though. Ooh, it's a bit slower than Callum. Callum seems to get a really good exit there. Is it going to be enough for him to hold on? He's 7/10 back, is Arno. And I think it is. That's a great exit for Callum Lyons to hold on to that position. Let's look further back if there's any more moves. This time Alfie trying to hold on from the Red Bull. It's on the inside, a little bit of a lock-up, but it looks like these guys have got through cleanly. Been at it. Yes, add me. Get in the race. But let's see all this battling. Is there any battling? Helicam. Oh, up the inside. Further ahead is the Red Bull. And Stuart also has made a bit of contact with Sam Austin. I don't know what happened there, because I was looking further up the road. But Sam's lost the place and Stuart's run wide. He's got damage. And Alfie's lost it. Alfie's lost a lot. What's happened there? He's lost 5 places. He's suddenly stranded in the middle of the track. There's more wheel banging behind as we hear some contact noises. This is a terrible camera angle. More wheel banging. This time Stuart up the inside of Harry across the line. And spinners across the line. What's going on? I don't know. Harry finishes 8th. I don't care who wins. There was action to the line there. And I don't really know what's gone on. Synchronized spinning across the line. But yeah, there's your sprint race. Goodness me. Harry's not happy with people. Alfie's not happy, or I think. Oh, I don't know. It's all going on, but here's your race result. Zan, P1, 16 minutes, that race. Damn, that's quite long. Callum Lyons second, 6 seconds back in a 10-lap race. It's impressive. Arno in third. Emily 4th. Sam Austin gets 5th in the end. Bart gets 6th. Stuart gets 7th. Harry Spanswick gets 8th. And there's the rest. Final points. Charlie Roberts gets a point. Wonderful stuff. Let's quickly see the race director. Oh, no, I might have. Oh, okay. Sorry about that. Sorry. Yeah. That is a shame. Maybe the race director is not there. Sorry about that. But yeah, quality now. 40 minutes into the league race. It's time for quali. So it looks like Stuart gave back the place to Sam after a bit of contact, and that seems fair. Lloyd's saying that people forget how to drive in a sprint. That is also fair. Has anyone added me yet to be put into the race? No? No? Okay. Standard damage. It is standard damage. There's a car coming out of the pits already. It's one of the Aston Martins. No, it isn't. It's a Williams. It looks like an Aston Martin. Yeah. This quali is going to be quite boring, I think, because they don't have as many tyres to use. But we'll see. Straight out on softs is Charlie Gordon. And I'm going to refill the water. I'll be back. So, what was the pole time last time? 31.8, I think. I wonder if we'll beat that. I expect we will. People have dialed themselves into the circuit a bit more. They'll find a bit of extra pace. But we'll see what the opening lap of this session is going to be. Courtesy of the Williams of Mr. Charles Gordon. Braden is stuck in a loading screen. He's still trying to join us to make it a full grid for the main race. That would be wonderful to see. It's a reserve driver. I wonder if F1 will get a full grid tomorrow. I doubt it. But we'll see. Anyway, into turn 1. Looks nice and neat and tidy from the off-board cameras. Through where he crashed before, this time he's cut many corners. And that is the end of that lap. So instead, we will watch Alfie Edderby, who's just starting his lap. Using all of the track into turn 1 here. Braking very late. Slightly missing the apex, but not too bad. Gets a decent exit, a bit of wheel spin, but overtake engaged pretty quickly. And Harry Spanswick is just behind him, so we'll get a good read from these two of the opening lap of this session. This is on medium tyres for Alfie, actually, which is a bit of a surprise. They're the only driver on mediums, so he might even get a bit of a delta between the two tyres. Harry faster in the first sector than Alfie. Alfie now into turn 11. Let's see how Harry handles it. Nice and similar. He might get a distant tow here down the back straight. Let's see, 30% battery now. Similar amounts for these two guys. Alfie again using all of the track into turn 11. Really turning into the steering lock, getting the steering lock on. Fastest middle sector, but quickly beaten by Harry behind him. Now into turn 15, tricky corner. Decent exit for both drivers. How is the next couple of corners going to be? Turn 19, well, your lap can all go wrong if you run wide and invalidate your time, but that was good from Alfie and Harry as well. Now turn 20. Bit of a lock up for him. What about Harry? He's a bit wide maybe. 32.8 for Alfie, a 32.7. Only marginally quicker for Harry Spanswick, despite being on a softer compound of tyre. Very interesting start to the day, as left wing back goes quickest with 31.8. That's the pole time from earlier on, so that's a very competitive time straight out of the bat here, especially after he didn't set a time in the last qualifying. But here is the pole sitter for the sprint, Zan, as Charlie Roberts has been disqualified for blocking the pit lane. Well, that is unusual, to say the least. I don't know what he's doing. Maybe I I mean, maybe he was just letting somebody through. I'm not sure. I still have not received a friend request from the reserve trying to get in, so we'll wait for that to happen. Charlie, what happened? Tell us in F2 chat, please. How have you blocked the pit lane? Yeah, that's me. DSQ'd for letting cars pass as Zan goes P2 with a 32-1. Oh my gosh, hello. Hello, Mayo. Hold on, let's try that again. He needs to communicate with online services. There we go. There we go. There you go. Right, what else is happening? Jaden Jackson's gone P5. Harry Spanswick already was P3, so I don't know why I'm saying that. Stewart's coming to the line. Let's see what he can do. Run out of battery, though. This could compromise him a little bit. And he goes P5. We then have many drivers. Barton Outing's in the third sector. Let's watch this one. Let's watch this one as Habibi starts a lap. Emily's going to finish a lap in the Red Bull. Nope, they're going to start a lap. Huh. So it is Bart the next across the line then. Turn 19. Nicely done. Plenty of margin if he wants to carry a bit more speed there next time. But this is a banker lap, of course. DRS to the line. It's P5 for him, a 33.0. That is Habibi in the first sector. Just ahead of him is Callum Pearce, so let's watch him going through the back straight. Now we can do what we did before with the other two, flick between them. Charles, he started rolling backwards in the pits trying to let people pass. He actually stopped and then rolled down the hill. That is that is very funny. Anyway, Habibi misses the apex big time into turn 11, and Callum Pearce is ahead of him, and he's had a huge slide. That's not going to help him at all. The tyres are screaming already into the third sector. Habibi's backed out of it. Callum Pearce will finish this lap, but he's got no rear grip. Look at the temps. He can't turn the car. Coming to turn 19. That wasn't too bad at all, using plenty of the road. Same with 20 on the inside and outside. This was pretty good, but he had a huge slide in the middle part of the lap. 33.2. Plenty to be improved upon there. But he knows where the time is, so that's good. John Ahern goes P3 with a very decent time, actually. 32.5 at the moment. What else we got? Coming around the final corner. I don't know. You haven't set a time. And you don't have any fuel either, so that's good. Who else? Who else? Callum Lyons. He's going for it around the final corner. I think we'll look at Connor next, maybe. As across the line goes Callum for a lap that is good enough for P4. And here is Connor McCabe, the man who was involved in that early lap 1 crash in the sprint race. Has a chance to start higher up the order and avoid a bit of carnage, maybe. Oh, that's an invalidation as we weren't watching. Anyway, Arno. Oh, he invalidates as soon as we go on board with him and backs out of his lap. What about Sam Austin? He's starting his lap. Ooh, purple, sector 1. Hello, 26.7, but that's not the best line through there. This could compromise his exit down towards turn 11. Nicely hooked up there. Does he get a good exit onto the important back straight? Yes, he does. running out of battery though. Is that too little, too early on in the lap? I'm not sure. Oh, we have a 20th driver on the grid. We have a full lobby, everybody, as FGA Mayo, Braden Bullock, joins us. He has 8 minutes, 7.5 minutes even, to set a lap time. Now let's see what this lap time is from Sam Austin here. He's catching an Aston, who should get out of the way and does. So he's pulling into the pit lane. Run out of battery though, Sam, and that may not be good for him. Up to the line. Is it going to be enough for pole? No, it's not. It's a 32.7. Fortunately for him. Who hasn't set a time yet? Daniel Bakalik hasn't, and he's in sector 3. Let's go with the off-board. Oh, look at this camera shot. You can see turn 1. I didn't even notice before. Sorry. I never noticed that. That's very cool. That's very cool. Oh, that almost looked invalid as he crossed the line. It's a 32.8 just behind his teammate. 6 and 7 for Haas at the moment. Not too bad from their point of view. Let's have a look at Hayden down the back straight. He is on a lap and yet to set a time in this session, leaving it quite late on. But as I said earlier on, less tyres available in this session. So, you know, difference in timings for people than usual. But he does set a purple middle sector according to the game. Let's see if that can continue into the third sector and challenge that really good banker time from left wing back of a 31.8. Through turn 19, let's go on board for turn 20 and the run to the line. Down into third gear. Little bit of oversteer, has to scoop the car up. Crosses the line, only P10. Maybe it wasn't a purple middle sector in the end. As Bart is slightly down on his time. I think Zan is improving. He's a 10th.5 up, but he has invalidated. Not sure where, but what is he going to set anyway? A 32.1. Can't match his best from the previous session yet. He will get one more go at it, however, to try and improve. Let's watch the other Ferrari, who's 4/10 down, though. That may not be worth carrying on. He may pull into the box here. And he does. Not surprising at all. Oh, Braden Bullock starting his one and only lap of this session, maybe. I'm not sure how long is left. Maybe he has time for 2 laps, actually. Into T1. Getting on the power. Not too shabby. Bit of overtake as well. And how's the S is going to be for him? Keeps it in track limits. A little bit slidey, maybe. Down into 6th gear. Now another quick change of direction. And another change of direction. And guess what? There's another change of direction. It's never ending. Until it ends here, actually. Turn 11 now. Got plenty of battery to use for it. In Gasly's Alpine here. Nice and shiny, the pink Alpine. Is he going to use any battery? You need to use battery, lads. Use it. Use the battery. He's got loads of it. Maybe this is a bit of a warm-up lap for Braden here. Plenty of road to spare there. Down into 2nd gear for this bit. Gets on power quite well. It sounds like. Although I do hear traction control, I've got to say. Well, that is okay. Flat out through here. Are you going to use some battery though, lad? You got 80%. Use your battery into turn 19, down into 5th gear. Throws it in. One more corner to go. What's it going to be? It's an invalidation across the line. But what is the time going to be anyway? It's going to be a 36.6, which is quite slow. But that's okay. Much to improve on for him there. And he's the only one on track at the moment. Apart from Harry coming out the pits. And starting a lap, actually. Let's watch this one. 3 minutes to go. This could be, in fact this will be, Harry's last lap of the session. Not the best timing for him. But here he is. How's he going to go through here? Flat out through the first kink, flat out through the second kink, and the third. Downshift and a slight lift into the fourth. Nearly loses the back end, but sets a purple first sector 24-7. Not sure that is. Is that purple? I don't know. Good use of battery on the exit. Into turn 11 now. This is a very tricky corner to get the exit right, as we've said many times today. As the rest of the grid come out the pits now for their final runs. Harry is already halfway through it. Is that maybe a distant toe from his teammate? I'm not so sure. Bit of a lock up into 12. Purple, 3/10 up. But he needs more than 3/10. He needs about 8/10. Or even 9/10. To have a go at pole. But so far, this could be tracking for P3. If he can keep it together through the final couple of corners. It's all looked neat and tidy. His teammate better not get in his way. That was nice and showed lots of attack through turn 19. Can 20 do the same thing? Good exit needed. Good exit got. To the line, it's P3. We said it was tracking for P3 and there it is. But many, many drivers yet to go to cross the line as Alfie's been disqualified. What's happened? He's off the road and he starts last. The two RBs are down at the back. And that is disastrous for them. I don't know why he's been disqualified. I don't know if he... Please explain yourself, Alfie. For all the Alfie fans in the chat, they want to know why you are starting P19. Anyway, many drivers starting their laps now, so it will be Daniel Bakalik, the next one to cross the line in the Haas. Three-tenths up himself. So again, similar to his teammate in terms of where it could put him up in that P3, P4 spot. But he's got a bit more battery to use for this final sector than his teammate did. Alfie got bored and wanted to start from the back. If you were the TP, would you want to hear that? I don't think so. Points are valuable here. Round the final corner we go. Almost running wide. Runs out of battery onto the line, but he gets to the front row. Daniel Bakalik in the Haas is currently on the front row. What a lap from him. But there's many, many drivers coming around the final corner to beat him, as John Ahern is the last one to start a lap. And now we will go and look at the Mercs. It's going to be Connor, the first one to cross the line, followed by left wing back. Good to know. Here we go then. What are we going to see? Who's going to jump to where? 18th at the moment, no time set. Where's it going to put him? Round the final corner we go. Up to the line, it's P5. Left wing back is currently on pole. Can he improve his time? He can, a 31.5. What a sensational lap from him as Callum Pearce goes 9th. And Callum Lyons, it's actually Habibi who goes P12. Next up is Emily. He's currently last. And an 18th with no time. This is going to have to be a big improvement for him. Up into second place on the front row for him. Hayden Williams is next in the Kick Sauber. 6/10 up himself. This is a big improvement too, up into P4. Next up is Sam Austin. He's invalidated his time, and that's going to leave him 10th at best. Jane Jackson has run out of battery to the line, and he's been closely followed by a McLaren. He goes 11th, and McLaren goes 4th. Zan Kamerick is not next. It was actually Bart who goes P10. Arno is currently 17th without a time on the board, and he goes second fastest. Aston Martin 1-2 at the moment. Stuart Bradbury is next across the line in the Alpine, and he goes up to 13th, followed by Zan who goes to P3. Are we nearly done? Charlie Gordon's still got to go across the line. He goes P17, and that's it, I think. 37.2 for the debutant. John Ahern was the last to start a lap, and he's going to be the last to finish it, but he's backed out. And that is your grid. It's an Aston Martin 1-2. The Aston curse is broken. It's all over. They are back with a bang. 1 and 2 on the grid. 2 tenths between them. 2 tenths back to Zan, who couldn't match his time from the sprint quali of a 31.8. It would have kept him P3 anyway. Emily in 4th. Daniel in 5th. Callum Lyons in 6th. Followed by Hayden Spanswick, Connor, And John rounding out the top 10. Bart, Sam, Stuart, Jaden, Callum Pearce, Habibi, Charlie Gordon, and the debutant Braden down in 18th. But anything can happen. He could get to P12 and get a point if we get a crazy race. So we've already gone through the order. There it is. The 31.5 is your pole time. That is good to know for tomorrow for reference. Blocking the pit lane DSQ, the most notable of the incidents, along with the other DSQ for the RB. Parked in a dangerous location, which basically means anywhere. So, yeah. Anyway, it's race time. It is race time. And the sun is shining here in Texas at the Circuit of the Americas. So no rain in the air. The closest we got to rain was in sprint quali. It looks like it's going to be a dry race. So one stop, maybe two stop, I don't really know. We will find out. We will find out. Yeah, left wing back looking to make up for a difficult sprint. Looking to make up points on Lennon, who's not here today. Obviously, we have Zan doing well so far today. Callum Lyons doing well on debut for this season, despite being here many times before. Oh, and here we go. The lights are ready. I didn't hear anything. I didn't know we were going, but the Astons are on the front row. And the lights are gone and we are racing. That's a jump start for Stuart Bradbury. That is a terrible, terrible start for the Alpine there. But looks like Arno might be having a go at his teammate up the inside. Left wing back holds on and Arno's being sandwiched. This is going to be a Piastri moment. There's a Red Bull been tagged and he's lost a place to Zan. Let's have a look at any action further back. There's cars off. There's a Haas off in the gravel. Oh no. That's terrible as these two are side by side. Any more crashes going to be happening here? As we see them all filter through. More damage, this time for a Sauber, who's going up the inside of Habibi. That's a very risky move from Jaden Jackson. And it looks like John Ahern's going to try and switch it back on both of them. There's more contact. There's even more contact. And these two are gluing off onto the grass. John Ahern losing a bunch of places there. As there are cars absolutely everywhere. Ferrari on the inside of a Williams. Is there more contact? No, they keep it as a bit more clean down here. But absolute chaos this time. It was Harry Spanswick, the main loser of the start, as Arno takes the lead from his teammate down into turn 11. A nice easy pass for him. We have Bart outing side by side with Charlie Gordon here. It's not going to be enough for Charlie to get past. Oh, there's a dive bomb there from Charlie Roberts. From Charlie to Charlie here on Sam Austin. A little bit of a swapper on for the other RB of Alfie. As Bart's actually lost that place to Charlie Gordon around the outside. That could be overtake of the day already. What a move. And he's held on to it inside line for turn 19. And up into P11. Arno sets the fastest lap of the race. It's an Aston Martin 1-2. And Callum Lyons had a mistake. He's lost a few spots. The new driver is into the box. No, Stewart's into the box because of his jump start, of course. Sam is going up the inside of one of the RBs, who have had decent starts themselves from the back of the grid, up into 13th and 14th. I will switch to the front. I will switch to the front when it happens. This is a great camera angle. Here we go. As we see them all flying through the first sector. Let's go on board with actually left wing back because he's all over the back of his teammate. Could this be an inter-team battle for the win of this race? Let's get all the stuff we want to see on the screen. Let's have a look at the positions gained. First of all, as these guys are scrapping into 11. John up the inside of Sam. And that is that P15 for the moment. So look at that. Habibi up 8 places off the start. Callum Pearce up 6. Charlie Gordon up 7. What great starts for them. Charlie Roberts up 7 as well. Same with Alfie. Some big losers. Callum Lyons, Harry Spanswick, Stuart Bradbury, all making different errors of their own. And you can see these two still fighting now. Is that going to be contact? There certainly has been. But they have got away with no damage, I think. Side by side for the McLaren and the Red Bull. McLaren on the inside line. Will he be switched back, though? Where's the Red Bull? Oh, he's fun. That was... Sorry. That was crazy. He just disappeared off the screen and suddenly the Red Bull has spun. But here goes left wing back into the lead. This could be a good game from Aston Martin here to swap nicely in the early part of the race. Who knows? Lap 3 it is. And the tyres, everybody gone for the medium tyre to start this race, apart from Sam Austin, who's now been passed by Callum Lyons into turn 1. So yeah, everyone on the mediums, which I think is a smart choice, to be honest. Medium to hard, maybe. Or medium hard, if that's what you want to do. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, what a camera angle. Let's have more of this, please, game. Look at this. I'm just going to look at it. Look, we can see two cars up ahead, wheel banging into turn 11. Right at the top of your screen. It's now 4 wide. What's going on? What is going on there? It cuts away at the worst possible time. Habibi's off the track, but he's been lost 4 places. He was down up in 7th a minute ago, and now he's down in 12th. We also have, I don't know, it's all going on. Let's have a look at this angle. 3 wide for 2 of them. They're 3 by 2 here. Oh, and it's all gone a bit wrong for the Mercedes. A little bit of locking up, but I think they've got away with it. Up the inside is a Sauber on a Williams. Oh, more contact. This time Alfie has gone into the side of the Mercedes, and now there's a McLaren up the inside of a Mercedes. It's all going on here. It is all going on here. Look at these two side by side. Bit of damage for the Mercedes. He might wash wide. There's also another McLaren who's really slow. Is he letting people through? Is this tactics from the team? He's been barged into by a Merc now. What's going on? What's going on? Into the box comes Bart Nauting from P8. Bart Nauting down into 15th now because of that pit stop. Well, yeah, what is going on? Lots of scrapping. Can we get an off-board? Can we get a helicam again, please, game? I like the helicam. No? Anyway, 4 laps in, and Charlie Roberts has gone from last to 10th. Maybe that's driver of the day worthy, you know? Where is the new guy? He's in P17 at the moment. Not doing too badly, keeping out of trouble. And there will be drivers to make more mistakes for him to capitalise on, if it comes to that. 24 more laps of this, by the way. That is a long time in motor racing. Dun -dun. What are we going to see here? Any moves from Sauber or the RB? There's a move for Harry Spanswick on Alfie. Nice and simple down the straight, though. Back out in front. Left wing back seems to be holding the lead a bit steadily here. Has slightly more battery than Arno and currently has an 8/10 advantage. Meanwhile, the 3 cars behind are keeping in close proximity. In fact, the DRS train goes all the way down to 7th, which is Daniel Bakalik at the moment. He's just about holding on, but he has plenty of battery to burn to stay into that as Arno retakes the lead again. It's good teamwork from Aston Martin. Nathan, what have you done to your team? This is insane teamwork. It's good to see. It is good to see. Question is, can Zan get involved to disrupt the teamwork? I don't know. This is a Haas off. It's Daniel Bakalik. It's a terrible day for Haas. Both of them spinning in the first sector. And I think that was a spin all by himself. And now he's pulling off to the side of the roads to let some drivers through, rejoining safely. He's down in 14th and he's joined by his teammates. Oh no, what a terrible day for my current team, who are 2nd in the overall standings. But currently P14 and 15 scoring no points here. As another switch for the lead, orchestrated by the green machines out in front. Was that a little potential move I saw from the Kick Sauber here? He might throw one up the inside. He does throw one up the inside. How predictable. Can he make it stick? He's not going to have the best exit. He's going to have to go all the way around the outside. It's not going to work. Couldn't get my words out fast enough there. But yeah, the Red Bull holds on this occasion and has plenty more batteries, so should be able to hold on to this one. But he's gone deep into turn 19. This is unorthodox place to overtake. And the Sauber backs out of it, but forces the Red Bull deep. They're still going at it, and they're losing DRS. Is this smart from these two drivers? They both have DRS for now. And again, with the superior battery, the Red Bull will hold on, but now has to push in the first sector to not lose. Oh, he's actually had a huge tank slapper and he's under pressure from Shadow still. Hayden has made the position, but 1.1 seconds to the cars ahead. That is risky. Have you lost the DRS train? Is it all over for your chance at the top three? Let's see. Where's the detection? It's coming up. But he's 2 tenths too far away at the moment. And he's not going to get it. Or is he? Ooh, no. He's just missed out. He's back into 9 tenths. Meanwhile, the other Sauber is holding off a Williams of Charlie Gordon. What's going on here? He's got wing damage, has the Sauber. That is why he is finding it difficult to hold on to these positions. And he's falling down the order big time. But he's got straight line speed. These two are still going at it. The Red Bull gets back past, and now he will have to put the burners on to try. It's 3 wide. Oh no. Oh, he's been rammed in the back by McLaren. Charlie Roberts has been rammed in the back by Callum Lyons. You don't say that too often. And a big slide for the McLaren as well. He nearly lost it. He's got front wing damage. Habibi in the other McLaren is losing places as there's more contact down the field. As Bakelit gets through his Habibi on the inside of the Merc. And completely forces off the Merc. Fair play, lad. Daniel Bakelit's going to go round the outside of these guys. Can he do it? Yes, he can. Nicely done. Indeed, as Alfie Edevine thinks about a move, but it won't happen. Anyway, back to Charlie Roberts, who has a really good chance of 7th here today at the moment, which would be a great result from starting last on the grid, as Jaden gets back past Charlie Gordon. But not for long, as an easy switch back there means the Williams is back into 7th. Very aggressive steering from Jaden Jackson gives him a 3-second time penalty. That is not good for him. And there's more. Shall we play time penalty bingo? Who's going to be next? I want your votes. I vote for Habibi. I think Habibi will be next to get a 3-second time penalty. Meanwhile, Charlie Roberts might think about a move on the Sauber of Jaden Jackson here. Let's watch from Callum Lyons' perspective. I say as I actually look behind me instead, which is really silly. And Jaden thinks about a dive bomb, but he's not far enough alongside to go for that. And now Charlie might send one himself up the inside here, and he does. The door is left wide open, and he says, thank you very much, I'll have that. But the Sauber's keeping his nose stuck in. I'd like a better camera angle, please. It's a terrible camera angle. Jaden holds on with a bit of wheel banging to do so. He's now got the inside for turn 17, 18. And he holds on to the position. Sam Austin in the background is joining this train. He's on hard tyres that might be starting to like life now. Oh, Callum Pearce was in the box. I thought he spun round for a sec there. Ah, there we go. Helicam. Excellent stuff. We see the top 3 in a league of their own now. 2 Astons versus a Ferrari. So you got good odds, Nathan, today to get some big points. Big points. But there's more entertainment down the back because Sam Austin is in the gravel. Oh no, just as I said he was doing well, the hards were going to start liking life. The hards don't like life in the gravel. Callum Lyons and Charlie Roberts are fighting into turn 11, and Jaden Jackson has basically parked it on the apex. And Charlie Roberts has now got damage. The racing standards in this race have been appalling from what I've seen. Wheel banging and front wings flying off, but hey, it's entertaining. as off the track and almost with a brake failure, it looks like, is Callum Lyons. Big lock up and into the wall. Jaden accelerating into the wall as well and retiring on track. There's the first retirement of the day, and it's a deliberate one. Interesting. Anyway, back to the top three. Cancelling each other out yet again. Look at left wing back's battery. He has the pace, that's for sure. What's happened here? Oh, into the pits comes Daniel Bakalik, 9 laps in, or the start of lap 9 even, and he's had enough of those tyres. Now, Habibi's retired in the pit lane as well. Actually, he's had enough. He doesn't want a 3-second time penalty. He wants to retire instead. Come on, Zan. Is there going to be some movement to attack the Astons here? Or maybe an undercut? That would make things a bit interesting. They can't pit at the same time. You're going to undercut one of them or two of them? That is the question here. Now, I don't know when the pit stop window is, but we've seen a couple drivers in. I think you'd like to go 3 or 4 more laps though, really. So maybe soon we'll see one of these guys pull in the trigger to try and get a jump on the other. As Callum Lyons is going very slowly. Don't know why. He's let past Alfie. He's got no front wing. Neither end plate is on his front wing. But he's carrying on in P11. Charlie Roberts is up to 8th. After all the scrapping, he has damage on his wing as well. I think a safety car would help out a lot of people, you know. As into the box, pulling the trigger early, Connor and Emily. Where they're going to come out is the question. In fact, they're right on each other's tail here, nose to tail. Out the pits. Callum Lyons has retired in the pit lane. That's a double DNF for McLaren today, which will keep them rooted rock bottom at the constructors in F2. F-Edos, of course. And that means your debutant is 2 positions off a point at the moment, which is wonderful to see. John Hearn is the next one to get a 3-second time penalty. And the Helicam blesses us yet again. Thank you. All hail the Helicam. Well, I definitely think some of the carnage and action has died down a bit, but it doesn't mean there's not going to be any more in this race, as Connor's gaining big time, and so is Sam. He's up the inside of Bart here. Let's go on board the side camera. A little bit of wheel banging, but that was nicely executed. And up into P11 is Sam with those hards. Maybe they're finally loving life. Into the box. He's pulled the trigger early. He's gone for the undercut, as I said he should. Maybe he's listening to the stream. Zan Kamrick is in for Ferrari. Where is he going to come out? Is he going to come out in traffic? And which Aston is going to respond first? Left wing back should have preference. Well, he will, because he's ahead. But if he doesn't decide to box, Arno will be in, surely. Surely, surely, surely. Charlie Roberts is up into P4 now. Make that P3. Stop the count. As Zan comes out of the box under pressure from Harry. This could be bad if he loses a spot here, but he's got a bit of clear air, you know. 1.7 seconds to gain. Or to push into even. And yeah, this could be very, very helpful for him if he wants to go on and win this race. As Callum Pearce is out in the pit lane too. That is the 4th retirement of the day. Look at this. This is a chance for Connor, but he hasn't quite got the pace to get past Alfie in that tricky spot. Speaking of pace, Zan's got pace on fresh hards. Let's actually go to leader. 19.8. I think he's going to take the lead with this. He's up the inside of Charlie Roberts. And Bosch. He is up into... Oh, Charlie's thinking about it. This is risky. He doesn't need to fight this. Is he fighting for his friends? I don't know. But he's... well, he's held him up a little bit, but I don't think it's going to be enough. 18.4 the gap now. 18.8 to the leader. He's gained about a second and a bit. And Arno is the one who responds. Left wing back stays out. I don't know if that's because Arno got in the lead. But is this going to be enough to maintain position over the Ferrari? I don't think so. The Ferrari's coming through the final corner now. Charlie Roberts pulls into the box. We can go back off leader cam. Leader... whatever. And there they are. Where's the Aston? Oh, he's just ahead of him. He's actually held on, but is he going to be able to warm up those hard tyres quickly? Or is the Ferrari going to make quick work of him? Oh, he's not going to be able to get past here. He's going to have to save it for turn 11. Both of these guys should get past left wing back with ease. We have a look at leader again. 17 now the gap. I do think Arno's got this covered, you know. He's got more battery. Yeah, he doesn't have the warm tyres, but give it half a lap. If he survives this lap, I think he'll be alright. This is the one that matters. Zan's got to make it count now. He's using all of the battery, but so is Arno to defend. Zan's got DRS. He's going to go to the inside. Is he going to be late on the brakes? He's fully alongside in the braking zone. He sends it up the inside. Arno with a great line around the outside. Really respectful racing from the two of them, and Arno holds on to it for now, and I think that will be enough to hold on to the lead of the race. The question now is, where is left wing back going to be? He's coming into the box now. He is coming into the box. And we will see when he comes out very shortly. Meanwhile, there's some scrapping down the back. Bart outing on Alfie Edeveen. Maybe. Maybe not in this part of the track. There's a yellow flag. There's a spinner. It's Stewart in the Alpine. He's got grass on his tyres. He's been off somewhere. Anyway, out of the pits comes left wing back here. And we can see a move for the lead of the race from Zan Kamaric up the inside. Where's Shadow? Hayden's got himself involved too. This is incredible. Where's this pace come from? It's a four-way fight for the lead now. How he undercut 2 laps on these guys. So Arno now leads from Zan, from Hayden, who's got himself into P3 with a great undercut. And then left wing back on the cold, hard tyres. This is going to get spicy between these 4 for the rest of the race, I think. It's no longer an Aston 1-2. They can't work together as much anymore. And it's going to get interesting. Left wing back thinks about a move now, though. He wants to correct it. So he's smashed into the back, into the side of the Sauber. And he's lost time. That was unnecessary from left wing back, and it's cost him big time. Out of DRS range. And into the lead again goes the Ferrari of Zan Kamaric. He needs to save battery, though. So yeah, left wing back down to 4th. And look at these guys coming back into play. The 3-lap undercutters of Connor and Emily. Really making it work, and they're bringing themselves into play. Newsflash, the undercut is amazing. Is what we've found out here. Especially if there's a bit of squabbling going on between the cars you are racing. Now look at this, Arno's got 70% battery. That is more than enough to cause Zan some problems on the next couple of straights. But we now have a 5-car train for the lead. Make that 6, actually. So how's it going to play out? Who's got the batteries? Arno's got the battery. Everybody else has got no battery. Arno and Connor have battery at the moment. Can we have Helicam, please, game? I'd love Helicam, as we see Daniel getting up into 8th. Some points for Haas. Looking likely, despite a dismal start for these guys. It's already 8:30 almost. Got 14 laps to go. Look at this, parking it in none for Zan. But Arno's got great traction off the exit. This is going to be the easiest pass of his career, I think. DRS. ERS. Overtake. That's it. And maybe Hayden will think about a move on the Ferrari too. No, he backs out of it. Is he under pressure from left wing back? No. 6-car train is still a 6-car train, but it has a new leader. Arno back into the lead. Hayden's really thinking about it though. He needs to save a bit, I think. So, we got 14 more goes of this, it seems. Of them all DRSing each other around and seeing what they can do. As Charlie Gordon gets a free second time penalty. Mr. Nicky Lauber. Let's see then. 3/10 the gap between left wing back and Shadow, who's got no battery. He's really struggling to maintain the pace of these guys without using it. As Stewart comes into the pits. Left wing back again, getting a great run into turn 11. But it's about the run out of turn 11 that matters. Look at this, Arno is almost gapping DRS here. Here comes left wing back on Hayden. Are we on for an Aston 1-2 again? Maybe. He's up into third. Zan is just about holding into DRS range. But we will see what happens. Eight-tenths the gap out in front as Alfie and Bart going side by side into T11 or 12 even, and they're making it work. What a great move from Alfie that was. Wonderful. More time penalties, including one for Arno. That is huge. What's he going to do about it? Is he going to try and gap 3 seconds? Oh, hello. Left wing back's going for an aggressive move around the outside of turn 11. What is this? This is bonkers. Why would you do that? You've now lost DRS to the car ahead. Both of you. Although you've got it on this occasion, both of you. Who's going to be late on the brakes here? Around the outside for left wing back is very difficult around here, but he's going to try it. He's a car length ahead. Left wing back, the Ferrari keeps his wheels in, but it's not enough, and left wing back is showing the pace he has, and now he wants to win. He's also got a 3-second time penalty, by the way, so if Zan can stay in the window, he will win. So, Arno 1.1 clear of his teammate is back again, and Aston 1-2. Zan's in third, but that is the net lead because of these penalties at the moment. Ahmed is being called an LTP by Habibi here. The McLarens are not happy. McLaren downfall needs to be studied. The Constructors' Champions of last year are not happening. It's not going well for them, put it that way. Finn needs to come back and be a better team principal. He guided that team to victory. He left to go to uni, and it's all fallen apart for his team. Anyway, I see 1/10 between Bart Outing and Alfie Edeveen. They're still going at it. Multiple laps of battling between these two. Wonder if there'll be any more. Speaking of battling, out in front, 2 temps. Are they going to work together, the Astons, to try and pull away? They've got to now. They've got to. Or will they crash into each other? Wouldn't that be entertaining? From a non-biased perspective. Yes. Although, to be fair, Haas needs Williams to do badly. Speaking of Williams, he's had a huge slide. And he's under pressure from the Haas. This is the battle between 1 and 2 in the overall constructors. And here comes Daniel Baklik on the inside. That's a lovely move up in a P7. Harry, you're next. Go chase them down left. Left wing back into the lead. And the Williams are fighting as well. Oh, Sam's into the box actually, because he started on the hards, of course he did. So he's now going to be on the very quick mediums for the last 10 laps of this race. One second. Ooh, he almost broke 1 second. 3-second time penalty for Sam Austin on the new tyres. Can't adapt to the sudden increase in grip for him. Look at left wing back struggling for traction in this part of the track. Look at these guys fighting again. I'm just reading the F2 chat, it's all popping off. Popping off with people talking about the downfall of GRS. What a load of rubbish. What a load of rubbish. Anyway, back to the action. What action? No, I'm joking, there's been plenty of action in this race. And we've still got Bart Houting and Alfie fighting. And we've got Helicam to make us even happier. Don't you love Helicam? There should be a permanent button for Helicam in this game. Add it, EA, add it to the game. Here we go. Maybe we're going to see a move, maybe. I think the lead battle is sort of stretching out a little bit. They're sort of cancelling each other out. Currently, Zan is holding on to the lead. Hayden is holding on to P2, but only just in the 3-second window. But here we go then. Bart Houting, what have you got for me? Up the inside, maybe, of that RB of Alfie Edeveen. Here he goes, down the inside. Late on the brakes. Alfie tries to hold it around the outside. Is he going to be able to do so? He's left space, but then he's got the inside line for the next right-hander. And this time, the Ferrari gives him a little bit of a squeeze. A little bit of an argy-bargy, but the Ferrari that is, has got the inside line for the next corner. What a great sequence of corners. Can he switch back? There's a Williams pushing them around, both of them. There is a Williams trying to get involved here. And right now, Bart has made that move stick, and that is a worldy move from Bart Houting, everybody. Here comes Sam, though, compromising on a mistake, but he's actually tagged the side of Alfie. I don't know if he just turned in. There's a Red Bull round as well at the back. John Ahern getting involved too. Action is back. And there you go. Sam, does he have damage? Otherwise he can carry on and still keep his charge going to get into the points. P12, of course, is the lowest points paying position. So yeah, here we go. Alfie Edeveen with a 3-second time penalty. Let's have a look at the pens as we get to the closing stages of this race. Everyone on similar tyres apart from Sam Austin. So we don't really need to see the tyres anymore. Yeah, Ahmed is having a purge of McLaren, it looks like, in the F2 chat. He does not like his team. which is fair enough. As I said, he has ruined his team, it seems. Allegedly. Maybe he hasn't. Maybe just bad luck. Maybe all the good McLaren drivers left through no fault of his own. I don't know. But here's Sam on Alfie, and Alfie's really late on the brakes to try and defend it, and I've flicked the wrong button again. And he gets a huge snap of oversteer, but it's not enough. Sam is up into 12th. There's a yellow flag down the order. That's John Ahern going very slowly out the exit of 11. Anyway, here we go. It'll be Sam on Bart. He's got 9 seconds of pens though, so he's going to have a lot of work to do to hold on to P11. But it's certainly possible. As Alfie runs wide. Getting another warning probably, and that might be another one there on the inside of 20. Here we go then, Sam. He's got the DRS. He's going to the outside of turn 1. That's interesting. And is he going to cut off his rival? He's been left space, and he's going to have the better traction surely to go for it. He does. Up into P11. Nice and easy in the end for Sam Austin. Now he's got to go through this first sector to not be under pressure, because he has no battery. He's got to absolutely bolt with these fresh tyres. So Alfie makes it 15 seconds of pens for himself. But yeah, anyway, speaking of Ferraris out in front, Zan is currently on course to win. But I think the Astons will be in slots 2 and 3 on the podium, as Braden makes a place as John Ahern comes into the box for a new front wing and a new set of tyres. Sorry, had to laugh at Habibi's comment in the F2 chat. Anyway, what else is going to happen? Alfie and Bart again? Surely they did go for it again. I think so. Yeah, Bart's lost DRS. Alfie's had a huge slide out of 19. Absolutely massive. Sam Austin sets the fastest lap of the race. No surprises there. That's an extra point for him as well. Can he hold on to P11? He needs to gap another 8 seconds in 6 laps. It's possible. Especially if Alfie and Bart continue their incredible fight they've been having this race. Down in the tail end of the points. Also, potentially fighting soon, P7, 8 and 9, the Hasses in a sandwiching a Williams. ACM also loses a position there for P5, but he does, the Red Bull have a time penalty. So we'll see, but I think Harry Spanswick fancies P8 here. We'll make that P7 on pens. I think he fancies it. Meanwhile, let's go have a look at Alfie, because he's 5/10 behind Bart. But he doesn't have any battery on this occasion. I think he's not going to be able to get past it. And no, he is not. I mean, Zan doesn't need to make a move. He can just sit here and win, unless Arno decides to back up Zan to try and get left wing back the win for his team. That would be some crazy team play. Nathan, what do you think about that? If you're still watching, get on the team radio. Tell him to hold up Ferrari. I don't know. I think he's doing it, you know. He's doing it. He's doing it. Oh, this is good. This is what we like to see. This is why we like team principles. Because you get all this team dynamic. So Zan is going to think, well, I've got to go for a move. And he backs out of it. He doesn't think it's needed yet. There's still 5 laps for Arno to back off a second and give left wing back the victory. He would still be ahead of Hayden, though. That's a bit of a balance he's got to try and find. He doesn't want to lose positions himself. Decisions at Aston Martin. Meanwhile, many close scraps going on. 5th and 6th. Of course, 7th, 8th and 9th. And then also Sam Austin is gaining on Charlie Roberts. And being followed by Bart and Alfie. .3 seconds the gap out in front now, and that's adding another 6/10. The gap's 2.8. This is close. Left wing back is currently winning this race. As Alfie Edeveen gets another 3-second time penalty. Zan has got to make a move now if he wants to win the race. It's slipping away from him. I don't even know if Arno's deliberately holding him up. I think he's just a bit slow, and left wing back is putting the pace on. And actually, Zan can't live with it right now. He's 8 tenths back on Arno. He cannot get past. The race is slipping. Oh, Bakalik! Into the wall out of nothing. But he can hold on to P9. He doesn't have too much damage. I think he can carry on. So the battle is now between Charlie and Harry. That was an unfortunate cut from me onto the Williams. Just seeing Bakalik spinning off into the barrier. But here comes the other Haas of Harry Spanswick up the inside of Charlie Gordon. This is big points needed. Where's the cars? I can't see the cars. The Williams is still there. There's a John Ahern is out in the pit lane. That pushes Braden up to P15. Going deep is the Williams though, and Harry tries to duck underneath. But it's not going to be enough for this time around. He's 2 tenths behind with 20% more battery. Let's switch further ahead. And now, left wing back, 3.2 clear, is going to win. And Arno is going to get P3 at the moment. Harry Spanswick thinks about a move, but surely he's just going to wait. Actually, that's a really interesting defence from the Williams. It was a bit unnecessary. But here they go. Looking back to the front. Zan, if you're going to make a charge for the lead, it has to be now. Here he goes for the move on Arno for P2 at the moment. P2 on the road and P2 in the race. Now he's half a second behind left wing back on Pens. As Connor gets past Emily. And does Harry get past Charlie? Let's see. Let's see. 80% battery for Harry. Only 30 for Charlie. This should be an easy move. And it is to the outside. He gets up into P7. That's a good point for him. He doesn't actually need to because of the time penalty. But hey, there we go. It is what it is. Daniel Bakalik is just holding on to P9 at the moment. However, Sam, if he closes another 3 seconds... No, actually, what am I talking about? He needs to beat Bakker by 3 seconds. And Charlie Roberts is all over the back of Sam. What's happened to his mediums? Have they fallen off? Have they fallen off? 7 laps in. Maybe. Compared to 13 Laffards. This is kind of strange. But maybe Charlie Roberts can get himself another point. Or Bart Nauting. Bart Nauting is currently getting P10 here, I think. He's pulled away from Alfie big time. Alfie must have made a mistake. But yeah, let's see how this pans out. Zan's lost a lot of time. He is not going to win this race. It looks like left wing back. He's going to win, barring something quite surprising in the last couple of laps. That almost looked like a warning for Charlie Roberts. He's on 6 seconds of pens. He doesn't want 9. And he runs off the track again. Maybe Bart will fancy a move. And he does push him around the corner. Is he going to get a good exit? Yes, he is. That is enough. Both of them using all the battery they've got. Who's got the better straight line speed? It looks like Charlie's going to hold on to this one with DRS, the slipstream, and the battery for himself as well. as Alfie gets another 3-second time penalty, up to 21 seconds. Getting a bit close to that 30-second DSQ, but looks like he will get away with it. Back now to Arno and Zan, fighting for, well, nothing really. Hayden with a great P4 at the moment. Connor with a great P5 as well after a disappointing sprint. Ugh, my jaw's not working anymore. Stop yapping. Two laps to go then. And Arno might try another move. Alfie is into the box. Emily's up into 5th. Charlie Gordon might fancy a go back at Harry into 7th. Is it going to be enough? The straight must be running out soon. And it does. And Harry holds on to P7. For now, there will be one last go, of course, on the final lap. There's been no safety cars in this race, which is a little surprising, but then the walls are quite far away here. It has been a one-stop race. There's been no rain, but there's been plenty of action, particularly in the first 15 laps of the race. But it looks like left wing back is going to win. He has, I wouldn't say dominated, as there's a lapped car letting cars through, who finishes in 15th actually, despite being so far off the pace. Not a bad result for him. But yeah, left wing back had a little bit of fight early on, swapping places with his teammate, and then obviously got undercut, but came back through to take the lead, and then eventually has now gapped Zan by a considerable amount to make the 3-second penalty mean nothing. Arno and Zan are going to fight for P2 on the road, just for pride, because Zan is going to get it anyway, unless he exceeds track limits in this final sector. Arno is going to go for it up the inside. He's run out of battery. They're side by side in the braking zone. Zan's going to try and hold around the outside, but it's not going to work out for him, and Arno is up into P2, but it will not count for anything realistically. Let's see any other moves down into this corner. Lock up for the Red Bull. Not going to be enough to cause a change. Daniel Baklik's caught back up to Charlie Gordon here. I don't think that's going to be enough for a move. We will switch back to Charlie Roberts and Bart Nouting and Sam Austin in a minute. But here is left wing back coming around the final corner to win in style in the Circuit of the Americas. He takes the victory. It is an Aston Martin 1-2 on the road, but that won't count for pens, as we want to see Charlie Roberts losing a place to Sam Austin. What's that? Arno's lost on penalties, of course. Hayden gets 3-3. I didn't realise Hayden would get P3 on the line. Connor gets P5 from Emily in 6th. Harry Spanswick will take 7th, but let's have a look at this. Is Charlie Roberts going to find a crazy move on Sam at the end? I don't think he's got the grip to do so. I'm not sure. It looks like Harry Spanswick is going to hold on to P7. Let's have a look at these next gaggle of cars. Harry Spanswick, Charlie Gordon, Daniel Baklik in P9. Sam Austin has no grip on those tyres. It will be enough to hold on for 10th on the road, 11th on pen, make that 12th on pens, as Bart gets them both without getting a penalty. He's in P10. Stuart Bradbury will miss out on points in 13th. Alfie Edevine had loads of pens. He finishes 14th. And on Davidson, Braden is 15th, 5 DNFs, all in the pit lane. And there you go, that is your race. There he is then, Lloyd Bailey, left wing back, as he is more funnily known. Takes P1. closes the gap in the championship to Lennon, so that will make it a bit interesting with Lennon not turning up today. There's your points. They're not accurate, so we're not going to look at that. Here's your race result. I'll do driver of the day in a little bit. Fastest lap went to Alfie Edeveen in the end, pitting late on to take that one. Yeah, let's have a look. Oh, look at that. Charlie Gordon, 17th to 8th. Let's have a look at the race director. Bart also jumped the start. Jump start to points. That's pretty impressive, I've got to say. Let's check all of these. Not as many as I would have... Oh, no, it goes off the screen. There you go. That is it. But yeah, that is that. I don't have a voice to do interviews, so we are done. It's late. It's late, but tomorrow there is more. As usual, F1 is tomorrow. F3 is on Wednesday. And next week in F2, the race is... Dun, 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 dun. Let's check the calendar. Round number 5 is Canada next week, so don't miss that one. Until then, goodbye.